everybody. Today's episode is all about how to guarantee your success with hearing aids.
Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Michael Squires.
And I'm Dr. Carly Squires.
And this is Dr. Squires Squared.
This is a channel where we have candid and casual conversations about everything audiology.
And if you're not sure what audiology is, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell so you get our notifications.
And watch our last episode, because that's what we talked about.
That's true, but we'll continue to tell you all about it. All right, guys, on today's episode, like Carly mentioned, we're going to talk about how to guarantee your success when using new hearing aids. So one of the things that we kind of deal with or traverse with our patients often is what people have heard in the past. I had so-and-so in my life that had hearing aids and hated them or didn't do well with them or experienced, ABC. So what kinds of things are required in order to guarantee that success? So we're going to outline those for you today.
Yes, and we've got 2 points that will be the responsibility of you or the patient, and then 2 things that we're going to take care of for you as well. So we'll go through all of that, and in a broad sense, kind of give you some guidelines as what will make you successful. Ready?
Let's do it. All right, number 1. This one's on the patient. First thing that has to happen in order to guarantee success with your hearing aids is you have to be able to admit that there's actually a problem.
Yes, and that's with anything. If there's a hearing issue there or some other type of issue or diagnosis, you need to admit that is an issue. Not only recognizing the struggles that you may be having, but also having confidence that the diagnosis is correct and making sure that you trust that provider that has diagnosed you with that issue.
And depending on the diagnosis, there has to be appropriate follow-up leading up to the decision to do something about it. Recognizing that there's a problem is oftentimes the end of those stages of denial. So in one of our previous episodes, we talked about depression and kind of getting through some of those difficult feelings. Admit that there's a problem and you'll be much more successful.
The second thing that you can do to guarantee your success with hearing aids, once you have already accepted that there is Okay, so the second thing you can do to guarantee your success with hearing aids, once you have already admitted that there is a hearing loss, is actually being motivated to do something about it.
We often see patients who are accepting of anything that's there, but they're just not quite to the point where they want to do something about it. Once we can get those patients who have admitted that there's a hearing loss there and that there's something to do something about, if we can get them motivated, boy, they really, really do accept that treatment and do much better with their hearing aids for sure.
Yeah, and I think that just speaks to something we've all been taught since we were little, is your attitude is everything. So you have to get your mind right in order to be able to have the most success that you can with those devices.
So the third important thing in order to guarantee your success with hearing aids is to have a provider that is competent and one that you trust.
Absolutely. Nobody wants to go to a provider of any specialty if you don't trust them or have full confidence in what they're telling you and what they're recommending. So do your due diligence. Look at some websites, find some providers in your area. Call and find out what services are offered. Usually at that first meeting, you have a pretty good idea if that chemistry is there, if you can work with that provider easily. But that will just ensure so much more success. Is just having that trust in your provider.
Right, and most of the research that we have available to us shows that having a provider is the single most important part of getting fit with hearing aids. So mail order or ordering them online typically has poorer outcomes than the fittings do that have a provider involved.
Absolutely.
So the importance of the provider can't be overstressed. But what also can't be overstressed is finding a provider that you have good chemistry with and feel really comfortable with.
All right, so the final tip we have for your success with hearing aids is the product itself. So having a product that is appropriate for your hearing loss, that is fit appropriately, and it's just a good solid product for what you need.
Yeah, the one thing that we see often that just really grinds my gears is patients that come to us from other places or who have either ordered hearing aids and tried to fit themselves with hearing aids is a hearing aid that is not fit appropriately for that patient's needs and or hearing loss. We see patients with significant hearing loss that are fit with hearing aids that will never be able to accommodate that hearing loss. And that's very troubling for me because that will often determine the patient's perception of the success with the hearing aids. We see patients who are fit with these hearing aids oftentimes say, hearing aids just are not going to work for me. I've had them for years and it's never worked.
Right. So it's just very important that it goes back to that third point we just talked about, finding that provider that you trust that can provide you with all of the options that are out there that are appropriate for you.
Yep.
And that's just going to make sure you're so much more successful.
Yep. All right, guys. So that is our version of the 4 things that are most important for being successful with your new hearing aids. So just as a recap, it's really important that you as the patient or whomever the patient is accepts that there is something to treat, accepts that there's a hearing loss, right? That's on the patient. The second part is actually on the patient as well. It's being motivated to actually seek treatment for that hearing loss.
Right, and then points 3 and 4 are both on the provider end. Point 3 was just finding a provider that you trust and that you feel confident in, that can lead you and guide you through this major decision in your life. And then point 4 is just making sure that you have a good, solid product. And again, your provider will be happy to guide you through that and pick something that is appropriate for you. And if you can do all those 4 things in conjunction with your provider, you're just going to be set up for so much more success.
Absolutely. All right, thanks so much for joining us for this episode of Dr. Squires Squared, episode 11, the 4 things that make a guarantee that you're going to be successful with your hearing aids. If you have any questions for us or have any suggestions for future episodes, you can reach out to us at info@hearwv.com or give us a call at 304-428-2403.
All right, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like it, share it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you
ya.
next time.